And then this magic thing happened. Everything collapsed. The moment there was freedom to just sit, be in this experience in the moment, and realize how deep it was for me. That I didn't need to think what to do, what to say yes and no to. I didn't have to think over a strategy for this and that. I didn't need to torture myself. The first time in my life I started looking into people's eyes and see. It doesn't matter what type you are. It's the same. It starts with understanding that if you don't start making decisions from your true self, then your life will never change and you will feel this emptiness. Peace is a reward. It is a silence, peace in your spirit. It means that you won't feel that you need to demonstrate something. It is connected with learning how to see, and I am doing that. This is also connected with understanding as soon as you are correct for yourself, you know how to meet with all this. We manifestors are here to influence others, but with our inner authority. And it is very important to understand about the nature of the mind. It is not like it is of no use. It is splendid, wonderful. My mind is very good for you. Your mind might be good for me. The dilemma is that the majority of minds are homogenized. They are filled with the same cliches. Everything we see in terms of people and with what is open in them, and it becomes what they are not, and controls the way they think and how they see. A blind manifestor is a suffering manifestor, and manifestors are suffering in silence. We're not crying in front of other people. We don't do that. We don't know how to do that. We're doing that in our own company. When a generator is suffering, he can share. I know these moments when generators are hurt. You can all perceive this from their aura. They can't hide it. And this is the power which connects everything on the planet. Manifestors have this all inside. We don't have any opportunity to give it out. It's just a feeling within, and it's uncomfortable. We can't just go outside and interact with it. It's not our way. I remember when I started giving public lectures, I was telling them in the beginning, don't trust me. We're here not for you to trust us. You can't trust a manifestor, you can't. If you say that you trust the manifestor, you are lying. Because all your mechanism inside, your whole aura says there is no trust. And no matter what games you're playing with the other person, this distrust comes out onto the surface right away. I knew that you are like that. I was just waiting for you to show me, People are always waiting from us that which they don't like, that which they don't love. As soon as a child manifestor meets the other one, he says, aha, another one. We have to pay more attention to him. He's gonna be the problem. From the beginning, my mother knew this from the beginning. She should have killed me, okay? Because it would be a problem. It is. There is no manifestor child whose parent, whose mother didn't say when he was born, holy shit, here we go. And then they have this generator child, and they go, oh, so cute. And the generator's aura is vibrating around him, and the parents go, here is my child. And they are looking sideways at the manifestor child. And that's how we live all our life. We are always a disappointment for others. It is one of those ironies and dilemmas of a manifestor. And there is one movie which really impressed me because Charlie Chaplin said at the end, what a story, when a third character entered. You might not grasp what I'm trying to say here, but this is a really good joke. A generator child is perfect, ideal, because everyone demands from him to behave like a manifestor, and it's not the same. Parents got a child generator and they say, what a cute manifestor. This child will hear, do this, do that, be like this, go there. And the small generator learns to manifest. Of course there will be frustration, but it works because parents created someone this person is not. But they started the conditioning process. As soon as the manifestor is born, parents say, We need to make new chains, tie him up. The child manifestor with an open self-center. You see him, he has everything closed up to his throat, and if they could peg him, hang him somewhere on the backyard so that he wouldn't run away, that's what they would do, because this open self-center, you don't know whether he will disappear when he goes for a walk or not. Nothing will stop him. Manifestor children are the only children which are always tied to a leash. You truly can see when parents are walking with these kids, how they are on this leash. And we have several manifestors in this room right now. You know this movie. And it is what people want to do with us, all the adults, lovers, friends. Can I put you on a leash? It has a very nice color. I will give you a long chain. And I will add a few more chains, okay? And then everything will be fine. Then I can trust you. And you just want to tear that chain. Everyone who has manifestors in their life has others who want to put chains on them. And it's not like it's all conscious. It is just there in the aura. It's there mechanically. It is the response to the manifestor's aura. I don't like leashes. That's why I've learned to play the manifestor's game. And it is really a pleasure. And this is what a manifestor should understand. And you can play this game if you are operating correctly. If you have this awareness from all of this whole business with letting the other person know, to let him know, not because they have a right to know. No, I'm not informing because they have a right to know. I'm informing so that they can get off my back. This is just politics, get it? I'm giving what is needed so that you get out of my way. I'm giving you what you need and you are keeping your collar, your leash, somewhere in your storage. Yes, I will do it. I will be sweet. I will let you know everything. Just don't think that you are taking this because you are supposed to, or that you deserved it, or you have to get it. It is not connected with the other person. And this is one of manifestors' dilemmas. And you can remind them every day that there are other people on this planet as well, and that they have to pay attention at least to those with whom you are related by blood. You are waking up in the morning and, oh shit, there are other people and they're not the same as us. And I have to play this game. But if you don't play this game, there is no peace. And the peace is very nice. It's much easier to teach manifestor children. That's the hope for manifestors in the future. So that they won't go through this discomfort and so that they could understand from the beginning these relations with other people. I didn't think that people wanted to have anything to do with me. It's not in my aura. I remember how I was going to school and how uncomfortable it was to be in this aura. And you can't know this until you start living your truth. You don't think that there are such people who are interested in you, as if someone even sees you and you want to make life for them easier. Manifestor has to bow his head in front of the majority always so that they can live in peace. For manifestors, it is quite a difficult task since they are not interested in themselves. When I first came to this island, Ibiza, all my friends were these sannyasins, and they started attacking me, speaking about this and that, inner this, inner that. I sometimes don't even know what is in front of my eyes. I don't know what they're saying at all. I was this sort of man. When I had a relationship with someone, I would come in and ask, what did I do? What I knew, what I've seen. The first problem for a manifestor is that we don't want to know, because we don't want others to tell us. The most difficult for manifestors is to say to the manifestor that something is impossible, because manifestors don't have this spot within themselves which wants for someone to come to them and say, do you have a problem? Do you want me to help you? And manifestor says, get lost, because it is not natural for us. We don't want to be corrected, to be repaired, to be fixed, to be controlled. Someone tells you that they are going to make your life better. That's just another leash for the manifestor. One more mechanism of control. And manifestors can't take it. I like my joke about a manifestor who has a heart attack on the street. He's lying there, and these big generators with big auras are approaching him and asking, "Can I help you?" And he says, "No, go away. I'd rather die here alone. I don't want you to help me. It's too late." We don't want others to help us. I remember these people in my life who wanted to help. I have 5-1 profile. I always suspected even God when he was kind to me. You want to help? What do you really want from me? This is manifest. We don't want to be controlled. That's why it's natural that manifestors are deeper than others, lost in their conditioning, being in the loneliness of their aura, want to ignore good advice which they receive because it is not for them. For me, it was always a tragedy. I always called myself a manifestor who is good for generators, projectors, reflectors. And my family of generators are like lost sheep. Every time when I meet one of them in the house, it's cute, nice, because if it is of your fractal line, if it is not your situation, then the opportunity won't present itself. You won't change your life, you won't do anything, and you'll just leave those old models that you inherited from your parents and society. You are trying to do in the best possible way something you've received from them, and you are suffering in silence. It hurts, and that's why it is not natural for a manifestor to say, "Help me." And until manifestor has this spark, and he wants someone to help him, that will be something standing in his way, preventing him from self-realization as a being. This is not a generator which requires to understand itself, or a projector who is acquiring mastery. As a manifestor, you need to know the basic minimum. Where is your authority? Strategy, we know, it's fake. But the authority is the mechanics, your true authority. Look at my design. There is no strategy which is written in my design. You will never find it in manifestor's design. There is no strategy because it's a lie. All you can find is authority. I always like to deal with women because there is more reward with them. As a man, the most difficult thing for me is to trust my intuition. Look at my design. I have a very strong, fixed mind. At the same time, my authority is my intuition, my spleen. Everything which is connected with my life is rooted in my intuition, just like it is for women. When I speak to you, I don't know. I don't know why I am saying no. This is something that comes out of me in the moment. This is something that my immune system says. Don't speak to these people because it will kill you. In 10 minutes, they can come up to me and ask, "Can I speak to you?" The same person with the same question. And I hear as my spleen says, "Okay, I don't know what changed. If my mind is trying to understand this, then I have a problem." People would define spleen that say, "I know, I knew it would happen," but they are saying this when they are already in the hospital. They don't say this before it happened, whatever that is. That's what mind does to them. I had to learn that my mind doesn't know anything. It didn't know that I had to meet this car and that it would hit me. My mind was really confused about what I did. It still doesn't trust my spleen. In those moments when I spontaneously say yes or no to something, my mind immediately says, "What are you doing? Why did you just do this? Why?" The spleen will never answer. You can't have a conversation with your spleen. Conversations are in the head, and the spleen is a boom. It doesn't matter what kind of strategy I have, how I play these games. There is my authority, that's all. You have to understand one thing. On the surface, there is only one value: to know how to make decisions as your true self. It changes your life. It doesn't matter what you do, where you are going, what is happening. You are making decisions from your true self, and it changes your life. It changes you. Majority of people change their lives through strategies: generators, projectors, reflectors. But manifestors are changing their life only through authority. Only. Everything else is a game, only a game to survive, so that we won't be overthrown. I never understood this, and I made so many wrong decisions in my life. It's unbelievable how I managed to survive. So many wrong decisions. Because I didn't know how. And the smarter you become, the harder it is to make decisions, because you are letting your mind make decisions. And mind is not worried whether it is right or wrong. That's the thing, because your mind doesn't care if this is a right or a wrong decision for you. It doesn't care. Oh, it didn't work? Okay, let's try the other one. It doesn't look at the mind and say, this mind doesn't really do it very well. Nobody ever told us that there is a place within us which knows how to live this life without any problems. Nobody. And when I think about all these children, look at this knowledge that was given to me. I'm working with adults, and it is the only thing I can do. But in reality, I realized how beautiful it is for the children in the beginning. We are making our children homogeneous. Those of you who are studying PHS, and it is a section in human design which answers for the proper nutrition according to our design, you should know this. As soon as you give them the wrong food, you already homogenize them, because we know that they are made for choosing a certain type of nutrition, what should be given to them in order for them to fulfill their unique potential. We are making our children homogenized, and this is a side effect of homogenization. The way we were fed, the way we were treated. To make decisions correctly from our true self means ignoring all these false authorities. To be a manifestor is the only thing which saved me, because I have this place within me which shouldn't bow to anyone, not to the outer world, not to the God, not to any concept, to nothing. It is something that saved me as a personality, as a human. I know how to operate on this planet, and this is what this life is connected to. There are 2 billion hungry people on this planet. We live in the world which is very cruel. There are many kinds of pain, ignorance, and it's unbelievable what is happening. And this all is a collateral product of the mind, this madness. And you know when there is a possibility to be able to stand in all this madness, which we call a normal world, where manifestors are wandering around lonely and angry. And it has always been like this. They don't know how to behave, and you don't know how to live on this plane, because this is a world of decision making. We are all moving in the space constantly. This is a great mantra in this life. Everything which is connected with life is the direction, and everything which is connected to getting rid of this resistance is an ability to move along your own line, not anyone else's, not through anyone else's rules or authorities, so that you won't have to blame anyone for following their direction and seeing later that the direction was wrong. The magic of this knowledge is that there is an authority in every one of us, inside every one of us. But you can't get peace as a manifestor any other way. There is no such thing. That's where your peace starts. This is what needs to be understood, because we see these cliches and we say about the point of peace, but all these people who are on this planet and manifestors out of them all can be the most motionless. They are still deep cold. And if you disturb them, it's terrible, it's chaos. But if you let this get settled in, it's something really deep. This is a manifestor. It's motionless, which is in this closed aura, this peace inside. And not all of these confusions, waves, circles on the water, and that resistance which we face because we have no right to be in aloneness, and we are resisting it, getting offended. People often say that we are keeping the memories about all sorts of fears which were millions of years ago. I know that each manifestor carries within themselves the deepest fears and offenses about manifestors which they keep within themselves for thousands of years. Read all these sacred books. They were written by manifestors. You have to, you will do it, and if you don't, you'll be punished. Manifestors always fall out of rules. That's why it is so difficult for people to live with manifestors, because they don't follow those rules. But they remember. That's why other people don't trust us. They don't want to be in our aura. They're being suspicious of us. And that is the moment when we can play all these political games. I am this sweet person. Let me inform you. Let me share with you. Let me tell you thank you for sharing with me. Until you are peaceful, I will be sharing with you whatever I can share. But don't put a leash on me. We have to be free. It is a free horse in the field. And the beauty of this all, that's what it means to be us. I always thought about other types, like about aliens, not in the negative meaning, just about something which is completely different from me. They are not like me. Some of my best friends are generators and projectors and reflectors, and there is no prejudice here. But they are not like me, because the way they communicate with one another, the way they live in this world, the way it works for them, this all is absolutely alien for me. Look at the generators' world. There are many generators. You know that they are all stuck behind these huge doors in the big generator Kabbalah. And I don't understand it. I was always on the top of the pyramid, and I had no idea what was happening below. To be a manifestor means not to be one of the crowd. It's not like that. And there is nothing sadder than when manifestor tries to be communicated. It can be even painful. They are not made for this. And sooner or later, everyone will notice it, and that's when the real problem starts. If all the people on the planet will put together everything what they said behind manifestors' backs, then manifestors will be on the top. There will be stories told about them even when they're long dead. Your father was such a bastard. And these stories will linger on forever. We're so happy that we're not responsible for anything now, and that they are not taking care of us. This is a typical dilemma which I faced in life. I couldn't hear my spleen. I was ignoring it, and my mind was directing me through my open centers, and I was receiving all the conditioning there is. That was me. Everything was wrong in my life. It was something that wasn't me. And it is really tough. The glory for a manifestor is in the moment when you realize that since you have your own authority, you shouldn't deal with anyone anymore. And this is truly peace. I am playing these games when it is suitable, but I'm letting my spleen decide when to play, when to be nice. Not often. I don't play a nice manifestor often. I don't see the point. I don't see the point because it is a huge theme for a manifestor. You either accept me or leave. Accept me or leave. You either accept me for who I am, just like that, and then you can approach me as close as I will let you, and you will never be able to come to me closer than that. So if you can live with it, then it's okay. If you can't live with it, if you can't accept it, then go somewhere else. Don't stand in my way. Don't stand on the way of life itself. Life passes very quickly. If you can imagine, it passes by with such a huge speed. I still can't believe that I will turn 59. It means there isn't much time to enjoy smelling the roses. I needed half of the life to understand what is happening in this life. And it's great. I love Maya. I love this illusion. And the only movie that we have is all these people in the world. It is easier to see the dysfunction, the way this all doesn't work. I can say how many children are dying every hour, how many people can't receive water, etc. But my life, through my own authority, is ideal. That's what's important. Human design is a very egotistical knowledge. You should understand it. It is for one person at a time, so that you can love yourself. The saddest thing that I know is people who hate themselves, who don't have love for themselves. They don't think that there is nothing more pathetic than the psychology of these people. And I'm not blaming them, it's not their fault. Nobody taught them how to find it within themselves. You can't love your non-self. I can't love that person who is avoiding confrontation, the truth, who didn't know when it is enough. I didn't love this person. He was unpleasant for me. It was not a good being. It was not somebody worth loving. The other person was really nice. That's what I wanted to become always. Such a gift. And then you see what you are, because it's interesting what this incarnation is all about. I never tell about this. I feel nauseous from this. As if people know when they speak about different incarnations what it means for them. I didn't know what it means to be a messenger until I became one. I didn't have any idea about it until you became it. And then it captures you. That's the beauty of your life. That's what it means to be in your incarnation cross. To open that you are truly helpless, incompetent, and that your cross and your aim will be satisfied no matter what. And you're just a witness. This is what the passenger is here for. That's what he has to do. That's what it is about. It's not about using your mind for ruling your life. It is connected with enjoying your mind and its perspective, and share with this perspective with others. We are social beings, social people. Look at the throat center in the body graph. That's what our gift. And think about what we're saying to each other. Just listen to people. They never say the truth. They are practically don't know how. It comes out of their non-self. It comes out of their conditioning. And I remember that I never said truth. The only thing when you can get rid of the confrontation of the truth, when you have an open emotional system, it's to lie, lie and lie. And the better your memory is, the better you lie. I never truly have real relationships with other people. It was never me. It was always conditioning, controlling my mind and making decisions for me. Such a chaos. And it's not only my chaos. As manifestors, we influence and we mix up lives of other people. Truly. You see, it's so simple. You always go back to your strategy and authority. You are going back to your own things, which give you a chance to see this being and not that conditioned being. We are living in this all the time. All the world is the homogenized non-selves. The mind which is constantly making decisions through rules established by someone else, based on their conditioning. It is such a boring world when you are looking at it from this point of view, so restricted. There is so little variety there, and the world is densely homogenized. The mind doesn't know how to live. It is just waiting to die on this planet. And that's what I know about the life here, that the majority people are just waiting for death. And the majority is waiting for liberation when the life will come to an end. They are born and they didn't like all that time while they were here. And the majority of people truly are having a hard time on this planet. This human design knowledge requires a lot of money. It's not for everyone, and it will never be for everyone. It is for a certain percentage of people who can grasp it and begin playing the normal games, trying to live their lives, which is not them, where they are afraid of the governments, doctors, lawyers, teachers, husbands, wives, where the authority of every second person is way more important than your own. It takes courage for this, to stand on your own feet. I see us as the aspect of the godliness, and if I operate correctly in my life, I see this divine shining. I don't mean anything esoterical. It's a mechanical truth. We all are a filter in the field of consciousness. We all live in the neutrino ocean. Each of us is a unique expression of this potential. And as soon as you don't live out your uniqueness, you are open to all those diseases, problems, which the homogenized world has. And they are much bigger than anything you can imagine. The first 10 years when I was studying, I didn't even teach human design. I didn't speak about the non-self because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to put it across to people. That's how powerful the non-self is. Look at your openness, at the whiteness of your chart, and understand that this all is a receptor, the genetic receptor. And you think, I have to have this. This is what I need. This is what I am. This is what I have to become. As soon as you were born, you begin to become homogenized because people are feeding you in the wrong way, not what you need. And your neutral activity closes down at the age of 3. And then you can't already realize your cognitive potential. Nobody ever treated me with respect throughout my life. It's not like they didn't love me, they just didn't know better. I watched as they were destroying my life. I was just watching. It's good that I'm an ego manifestor. At least I could withstand it, because it is so easy to destroy someone. It is so easy to place them in that world where they live, and they will not find anything but the banal, stupid rules. It is not a common knowledge. You won't be giving it to the masses. You can't. They are not ready for it. It's not the way it has to be. We are approaching the end game, and in this end game, there is a window of possibilities opening. We are living in the great times, and it's truly so. These are the times when people can really understand how to operate as their true selves. Think about the whole humanity which never heard and knew about the way they operate in the world. This knowledge makes your life so much easier. And when I was given this knowledge at first, I thought, wow, how cool it is. It will be so easy, so simple. But this mind doesn't let the simple exist. Smart people never like anything simple. They just find it too simple. I can't say this to smart people. That's how simple it is. And all what is required is to open the truth. That's what the experiment makes you do. You can't trust anything out of it. You can just discover it for yourself. And as soon as you enter this process, you open it very fast. And what a great difference it brings into your life. That's what it takes. And I'm watching this movie for 20 years now, and it's incredible for me to see how difficult it is to make people to accept the truth. The simple truth, to make them try it themselves. It is so simple to check, and then you understand what I'm saying, that this is not something universal. This is not a universal knowledge, no. I'm here to teach everyone to be non-normal, out of ordinary. This is my job, to teach what it is like to be out of ordinary and love yourself for this. And how to find your beauty and your otherness. How wonderful it is to meet people which are not alike when you can truly express what there is. I've already seen it all and heard it all. I'm not interested in anything there is. Somebody is interpreting something for me, telling something over and over again. I don't need to discuss the philosophy concepts, which are simply garbage, and they've been discussed for centuries as if it is something unique. You have a unique perspective when you are not normal, when you are not bowing down to someone else's authority, and not when your life is ruled by responsibilities which lock you and don't give you a chance to see things the way they are. And they don't give you an opportunity to be correct. Being correct is you are not dropping something which is operating correctly. And that's the rule for everything. But you have to be correct. And this is again about the strategy and authority. Every time when you meet a manifestor, do everything to tell them that they can really be useful people. They can do their contribution, and it's so difficult to get them. The only way you can get something out of the manifestor is if you truly love them. Then they can learn something about themselves. It's enough to understand what it means to be okay, to be a manifestor. It's okay to be a manifestor. And as soon as manifestor operates out of their strategy, plays this game rooted in their authority, they have peace. But moreover, you will see how incredible you are. By the time we are 10, we are already full of problems. We think that other people are better than us. We think that they are thinking that we are not good enough. We would like to change a lot of things if we could, and it is so sad. When I was given these endless readings, it was so clear to me how people hate themselves, what nervous breakdowns they have as soon as I was pointing my finger at the unknown self. They were saying, yes, 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 but I was saying, this is not you, that's how you were living it. But it was not you. It's the only freedom for us to be ourselves. Whatever it means for me to be a manifestor with my configuration or with other, the only thing which saved me, the thing that I am correct in my life. I don't care what people think about me. I finally found my peace, and nobody can disturb it. And nobody can point a finger at my openness and disturb my peace, take it away from me. I've learned to see that I am okay, that there is nothing wrong with me. I am as good a lover as everyone else, and I can express my love just like others, the way that I am, even from behind the closed door. It is my variation of the theme. At the same time, if you don't like this variation, I am okay. Find something you like, okay? Okay, that's it